2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. That is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6 says that it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation on those that trouble you. There is a misunderstanding among some Christians to feel that God does not avenge his own. He does. God avenges his own. God answers the cry for vengeance. When you read the book of Revelation, you see that the souls of those who were beheaded for the gospel cried to God, asking him for vengeance. God did not say, no, don't ask such, don't pray like that. God replied that when the time came, he would avenge them. Jesus Christ gave the example of a woman who cried to an unjust judge to avenge her of her enemies. And the judge got tired of ignoring her and said, let him just answer her so that she doesn't wear him out with her constant coming. And Jesus said, how much more so will the Father do for his people what they are asking him to do, even though he tarries? So it is not wrong to ask God to avenge you. It is not wrong. It is good to ask the Lord to open your enemies' eyes and that they might be saved. It is not bad to ask God to avenge you, but it is better to pray that your enemies be saved. Stephen could have asked God to avenge his blood, but rather Stephen in the Bible, the deacon Stephen in the book of Acts, asked God to have mercy on his murderers, those that were stoning him, one of whom was Saul, who later became the Apostle Paul. His own part was to guard the clothes of those that were doing that act. By so doing, he was part of the stoning of Stephen. Stephen could have asked God to avenge him on all of them, but he asked the Lord to pardon, to have mercy on them. So it is not a sin to ask God to avenge you, but it is better to ask God to turn your enemies to serve him. So don't feel it is wrong. It is not wrong to ask God to avenge you. One thing you should know is that why you should be careful about asking God to avenge you is if you ask God to avenge you over a matter and you do the same thing to others, he would avenge those people on you. That is where sowing and reaping comes in. So when you ask the Lord to avenge you on people who have been robbing you, who have robbed you, ensure you do not rob others. Otherwise, God will have to avenge those people on you. So that's why the Bible says, condemn not so you don't become condemned, judge so you are not judged. And it's not that if you point out at something wrong someone did, you are judging the person. That is a lie. You are not judging anyone by correcting them. You are not judging anyone by exposing their errors. You are not judging. But what the Bible says is, with the same measure you measure to others, it will be measured to you. So asking God for vengeance is not wrong. It's not a sin. But be sure that you do not do the same thing that you're asking God to avenge you of to others. That way, you live a good life. May the Lord bless you and keep you. I am David Aigbona. You can find me on various social media platforms. God bless you.